got to see what you see. You are doing a great work in me. I've decided I can't stand still. No, you have given me purpose.
Kids, it's me, Holly, again. It's good to see you guys. Happy Sunday. If you're coming to church, we love seeing you. And if you're not, please remember we're meeting again in person at Wildfire Elementary School at 9 a.m. and again at 10:30 a.m. So we have 2 Grove Kids services. We'll be there. We're super excited. So this month we are learning about Nehemiah. He is a man after God's heart as well. And he is called by God to go back to his hometown and rebuild the wall around it. It has been destroyed and down, and enemies can come into the city and harm them possibly. And he knows that they're better and stronger when they have a good foundation and a good city wall around it. Guess what? Side note, they built that in like 52 days. That's amazing. It's been down for 90 plus years. They built it in 50 days. That's amazing, huh? So I was thinking, who are modern day heroes? I look in my books and stuff and I realize I don't know if I really know a modern day hero. If I give it some more time, I think I could think of one, and I bet you guys could tell me about somebody that you know or somebody that I really might know. And oddly enough, I can't think of a modern day hero, but I was thinking, as the kids and I do some quiet time, we love these Magic Treehouse books, and Mary Pope Osborne does some research, and she dives in on activities and things that have happened in the past in our history. And this one is amazing because she talks about Clara Barton, who later invented the Red Cross. And she went out on her wagon to go find soldiers that were down and bring them back to the hospital so that way they could get care before they go back out to fight again or before they go home. It was amazing, incredible work. But it's not the person I was thinking about as heroes. And this one's going to be a little unlikely hero that we do learn from this book, but I also did a little research and it's true. So first, I want you to watch the story of Nehemiah and how he rebuilds that wall. And when we come back, I'm going to tell you about the heroes I'm thinking of, and you could be one of them too. So see you after the video, okay? Bye.
The Bible. It's 66 books of history, stories, letters, and poetry that fit together to form God's one big story. The epic adventure of how he created us and loves us so much that he made a way to rescue us. As we travel through the Bible, from Genesis to Revelation, we discover people who met God and found their lives changed forever. Now, for an amazing story, inspired by the book of Nehemiah, chapters 2, 4, and 6.
When Nehemiah traveled to Jerusalem and surveyed the broken down walls, he saw immediately what had to be done.
We must rebuild.
God moved the hearts of the people to join him.
Let's get started!
Hooray!
But while the Jewish people were eager to repair the tumbled down walls and ruined gates, the people in the lands around them were not so thrilled.
What do they think they're doing?
A city with no walls stood open to attack. The people inside could never become a strong nation. The enemies of the Jews knew that if the wall of Jerusalem was rebuilt, the Jewish people might become a powerful enemy.
They must cease and desist.
Sanballat, a Horonite, and Tobiah, an official from Ammon, marched right up to the place where the people gathered to begin work.
Pathetic. What a ragtag group.
Why bother to even start? You shall never finish.
Plus, the king is gonna think you're trying to take over.
Nehemiah kept his cool.
The God of heaven will give us success. We serve him. So we'll start rebuilding the walls.
Good luck with that.
Nehemiah and the Israelites didn't need luck. They needed God's help. It was true that a few of the Jewish people were builders.
Let's see. We've got priests, nobles, goldsmiths, perfume makers, farmers, grape growers, shepherds, any stonemasons. Well, let's get organized.
Where he could, Nehemiah assigned each family group to work on a section of the wall closest to their home.
Eliashib, you and the other priests will rebuild the sheep gate. Then, work on the wall up to the Tower of the 100.
On it!
Hassanah's family, I want you to work on the fish gate, lay its beams, and repair the doors with metal bolts and bars.
We've got this.
Nehemiah continued to give each family or group a part of the wall to rebuild. Old and young, men and women, they put everything they had to gather the fallen stones and hewing beams. In a short time, the wall began to rise again.
Inconceivable!
Sanballat and Tobiah were shocked to see the Jews actually making progress. They would mock the work to anyone who would listen.
Do those Jews think they can make the wall new in a single day? Preposterous! The stones are all scattered and piled up like garbage.
I suppose an itty-bitty fox tried to climb up on that excuse for a wall. Ah! The whole thing would fall down.
Once again, Nehemiah ignored the heckling. Instead, he prayed as he worked.
God, please listen to our prayer. Some people hate us. They're saying bad things about us. Don't hide your eyes from their guilt.
With a burst of energy, the people worked even harder until the wall was half as high as it needed to be.
Preposterous!
Time for some action.
Tobiah and Sanballat began to plot with the surrounding nations to attack Jerusalem before the wall could be finished.
We must set guards, day and night.
Even with guards in place, enemies threatened, and the Jews were exhausted.
There's rubble everywhere, and our enemies say that no matter where we are, they'll attack.
Nehemiah refused to be distracted. He stationed families at the weakest parts of the walls, armed with swords, spears, and bows.
Don't be afraid. Fight for your families.
From that day, everyone carried their weapons, even as they worked.
If you hear the sound of the trumpet, run to join us. God will fight for us.
Nehemiah and the Jews worked from the very first light of sunrise until the stars came out at night. At last, the wall itself was finished.
It's full height. All the gaps are filled.
Yeah!
But we can't rest yet. The entrance gate still must be repaired.
Sanballat was furious, but he had another play to make. So he sent a message to Nehemiah, who was working high on the wall.
Sanballat says, "Come, let's talk with one another. Let's meet in one of the villages on the plain of Ono."
Oh no, I don't think so.
Nehemiah knew perfectly well they were planning to harm him, but he stayed focused on the work and sent his own messenger to Sanballat.
Nehemiah says, I am working on a huge project. Why should the work stop while I leave it? Why should I go down and talk with you?
Inconceivable! Try again.
5 times, Sanballat sent messages. He even threatened to tell the Persian king that Nehemiah was trying to make himself king.
Tell Sanballat you're just making that up.
Oh, I'll have to send another message.
Time for a new strategy.
Sanballat made one last desperate attempt. He hired a man named Shemaiah to make Nehemiah look bad with his own people.
Nehemiah, some men are coming at night to kill you. Let's go hide in the temple and lock the doors.
Nehemiah knew that God had not sent Shemaiah.
Should a man like me run away? No, I won't go.
Once again, Nehemiah saw through the tricks of his enemies. Instead of hiding away and looking foolish, he trusted God and doubled down on the work. On the 52nd day of work, the wall and gates were finished.
No!
The wall had been finished in record time by a group of ordinary, everyday people. It was clear to everyone that God had helped Nehemiah and the Jews stay focused and finish strong.
Oh my gosh, wasn't that amazing? I love Nehemiah's faith and his courage and his strength. And he continues to encourage all the men and the women to rebuild this wall. And they also rebuilt it with one hand, because the other hand, they had to hold up a sword the entire time and be ready for a potential fight, or to be ready to guard and arm what was behind the wall, their city. So they built it with a trowel in one hand and a sword in the other. Isn't that incredible? So, I told you when we got back, I would tell you about heroes that were also mentioned in this book, and you're a little like them. So guess what? The Drummer Boys. So, listen to this. This is a fact, and I had to look it up to make sure it was true, because I want to tell you true stories always. It says the Drummer Boys. It was thought that nearly 60,000 drummer boys served as drummer boys or buglers in the Civil War. One of the youngest drummer boys' name was Johnny Clem, who enlisted at the age of 11. He was so brave that he made sergeant when he was only 13 years old. These drummer boys would encourage the soldiers on with beat and with sound. They would also let them know, do a separate sound on their drum by a way of a warning, or talking to them through different beats on their drums. So these young soldiers who tapped and rapped on their drums would guide and protect even the adult soldiers. It was just incredible for me to think that somebody with a talent can be a hero. And now that I think about it, I look at our church and I see all the teachers and the leaders and volunteers and the people who lead worship. That is heroic work, because when they leave there, they might feel drained or like they're not doing enough, but they are. They're doing amazing work, and some of them behind the scenes, to make church happen every Sunday. And they go and do mission field work, and they teach Jesus to their coworkers and their friends on the bus, and boy, the list goes on and on. Now I feel like I can write a list of all kinds of modern day heroes that I actually know in the church. What about you guys? Do you know any modern day heroes? Could you write them a card or a letter? Could you do that? Could you build them a brick and write their name on it and say, thanks for being like Nehemiah, working for the Lord and not for men? How can you thank a modern day hero? Who is that? Grandma, grandpa, your mom, your dad, a friend at school, your school bus driver? There's a list that's huge, I bet. So be on the lookout for these modern day heroes and be ready to say thank you for that work, because they're working for the Lord and not for man. You guys can do this. I have faith in you, and I look forward to seeing you in person. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
Help me, God, to see what you see. You are doing a great work in me. I've decided I can't stand still. No, you have given me purpose. All my heart is yours. All my life is yours. I will make a move for you, for you. All my heart is yours. All up the call to serve you. You have given me a job to do. I wanna love the world just like you, yeah. You have given me purpose. All my heart is yours. All my life is yours. I will make a move for you, for you. All my heart is yours. All my life is yours. I will make a move for you. Make a move for you. Make a move, make a move, make a move for you. I will make a move, make a move, make a move for you. I will. Make a move. Help me, God, to see what you see.